What's up, guys? It's Bologna. I'm back with another Bourbon Bums review. Back for the first time in a long time. It feels like it's been a while since I've done these reviews, but I'm back and I'm ready to do some more. I've got a backlog of bourbon I got to review. And what better way to start this off again with Maker's Mark 2023 Wood Finishing Series. If you guys go back on the channel, I've done a flight of the wood finishing series from the previous years. The BRTO2 from 2002 was one of my favorite releases of the year. I said it tastes like a Snickers in a glass, and I'm a sucker for anything sweet, so I love that. This is the 2023 BEP. That stands for Barrel Entry Proof, 110.7 proof, 55.35 alcohol by volume. Stave details, 10 virgin toasted American oak staves. And before I got this bottle, shout out HBIC. He was the one that hooked it up once again. I'm a big fan of all of these releases. Supposedly, this is the last of the Maker's Wood Finishing series. Right here on the back, it says, our first chapter of the wood finishing series has been a way of honoring all the elements that make Maker's Mark. But with this seventh and final expression, we're closing the chapter out with a just as exciting chapter to follow. The guys at SLB Basement Bourbon Bars were the first that I saw to report that this is the last in the wood finishing series. As you noticed, the last 2 years, it was FAE01 and FAE02, and then BRT01, BRT02. This is just one, and that's about it. So I did a little bit of homework and Bourbon Finder. I went to Breaking Bourbon first, but then it was Bourbon Finder that said that it says, where'd it go? With the departures of both Denny Potter, Master Distiller, and Jane Bowie, Director of Innovator in 2002, this release marks the end of the line for the wood finishing series. So it sounds like makers still plan on doing some sort of limited edition bottles. It sounds like these wood finishing series might come to an end. It says right there on the bottle, an exciting chapter to follow. So it's kind of up in the air. Needless to say, I'm excited to get it, and I'm excited to try it out. So with the 10 American oak staves, this is going to be a lot more like the FAE01, if you guys remember me reviewing that one. I got a lot of leather and tobacco notes to it, and it's very, very similar to this one. The nose was a lot of like classic, I say it all the time, but classic bourbon notes. It was vanilla, it was caramel, but I got like a wet wood to this. A lot of the times, people are turned off by that. I don't mind it. There's you get the oak presence and the staves presence to it. But yeah, there's like a wet wood to it, which is kind of funky, but I like funky. I like that it's not, just a standard fastball. Oak is definitely present. There's like a vanilla, brown sugar, caramely, like, wow. And then that finish, that's where the leather and tobacco come in. This is very similar to the FAE01. Like I mentioned before, the BRT 01 and 02 were like chocolate and like desserts and stuff like that. This is not that. This is completely different, very different type of bourbon than that. Yeah, pepper, leather. Yeah. Wow. Not what I was expecting, but still very good. Would I compare? Do I like them better than any of the FAO 1 or 2? FAO 2 and BRTO 2 were some of my favorite bourbons. So it's not up to that level. For $65, $70, where you find it at MSRP, still a very good bottle. Overall grade, I think it's a notch below the 2022 and 2021 releases. I was lucky enough to try 2020's the SE4 PR5. Is that right? Yeah, SE4 PR5. And I was never able to try the RC6, which, I mean, this is ADHD Whiskey calls them the license plate bourbons, and that's exactly the perfect way to describe those names. I mean, whatever the next chapter in the makers, wood finishing or limited edition bourbons are, they got to come up with better names, because I understand it's barrel rotation and barrel entry proof and all of that fun stuff. Fatty acid esters for the FAEs. I mean, figure out some better names, not just numbers and letters. Yeah, not bad. I appreciate Jason getting me this bottle. Did I give it a grade yet? Man, I'm rusty at this. I got to get back in the swing of things. Grade. C plus. C plus is, I think, fair. Nothing crazy bad about it. Nothing very, very good about it either. The leather and tobacco notes I like. There's a little drying aspect to the finish, which, again, some people don't like. I sometimes like it. I was about to burp. That would have been bad. That would have been rude of me. So a couple announcements. We, as the Chicago Sports Bums, had announced for our Knob Creek pick that's coming hopefully by the end of July. We just finished a Knob Creek rye pick, so that should be coming hopefully a few months after the bourbon pick, and then possibly an Old Elk pick. So shout out to CD Liquors for trusting us in picking their barrel picks for them. That's going to be fun. We'll have announcements on the Bumcast and tastings at Whiskey at Comiskey, and you'll be able to try it before you buy it and all that fun stuff. So shout out to CD Liquors. We appreciate that greatly. And other than that, keep an eye out for our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates. Keep an eye out for Dougie Freshness's Cooking with Fresh. Oh my God, I am rusty at talking into the camera by myself. These are going to get better. Remember, we don't edit anything. I'm not cutting anything. We're leaving everything as is. But I have a couple more ideas for Bourbon Bums. We have a lot of reviews to do. I'm going to start interviewing people. I want to do some closet and like bourbon cave tours, if you will. We have that lined up. And then a fun thing I think we can, or I will announce, I want to do something called a virtual handshake. So, these little handshake bottles and people try samples there and forth. I want to try some with our fans and with our listeners and with the people in White Sox Twitter and Bourbon Twitter and outside of, the Chicagoland Bourbon community. So I'll send you some handshakes. You send me some handshakes. We can handshake virtually on this here stream. And we could talk about the bourbons that way too. I think it'll be a fun way to involve people that are into the bourbon and obviously fans of the Chicago Sports Bums. So we got a lot of fun things planned. It feels good to get back in the swing of things. I'm going to be doing these more regularly. Wednesdays for sure. I'm recording on a Wednesday. This one's dropping Thursday. I'm a little late, but going forward, we're back in the swing of things. So I appreciate you guys. Cheers. We'll see you next week.